Adim Okwesa is one of the research team and economic think tank at Financial Derivatives Company. Let's have some burning issues in our commodities market for today. And the big story is the final hours to Nigeria joining the new AfCTFA in Niamey, the Nigerian capital. That is coming this weekend. President Buhari is flying out there to Niamey and putting this pen to paper for this new Pan-African trade treaty. This is a big day, not just for Nigeria, but for the continent as a whole. Adim, I'm sure you agree with that.
Of course.
This is as big as it can get. Nigeria is a big elephant in the room anyway.
Of course, certainly. I think this is very, extremely important. I think what this means is that to create a potential market of $1.2 billion, aggregate GDP of $2.5 trillion, sorry, potential market of 1.2 billion people, aggregate GDP of $2.5 trillion, tariff and non-tariff barriers will be reduced. Supply chains can be dispersed, meaning, for example, a South African car manufacturer can import parts from Kenya, can sell those cars in Morocco, in Egypt. So it's a very big development. Nigerian businesses can then open branches in Senegal, in Ghana, in Liberia, all over the continent. So it's a very big development. It also signals a push towards further economic integration across the continent in a bid to ease the movements of goods and services. So we have the African Union passport coming soon. We have the aviation single African market already on board. So in a couple of years, movement of capital, movement of goods, movement of services, movement of people will be easier and less costly. So it's a very big development. For Nigeria, I've seen this push to industrialize the economy, to boost the manufacturing and agricultural sectors. This will provide access, this development provide a unique access to the African market. So it's a very big development. But in order for us to maximize the impact, what we need to do, we need to increase the competitiveness of our products. We need to improve the ease of doing business in this country in order to attract investment.
So with the AfCTFA, once we put pen to paper, we need to come back home and drill down and get ready for a real hard work so that we can take advantage of it, because nobody's going to wait for anyone. Once the deal goes on, all the 54 countries will get started, and it's now a matter of the smartest, the brightest, the one who is ready to take advantage of it. Once you sign, the game is on. It's like a football match.
Yes, certainly. So we need to look inwards, we need to do, in order for us not to maximize beneficially, we need to, in order for us, for other goods not to be dumped in our country, we need to make our own goods competitive. So those goods can be sold across the continent.
Quite across. Well, what else is making headlines this morning, very quickly?
Well, I've seen oil. Oil is softer in spite of OPEC's decision to extend the output deal. I think I surmise that that's because markets already priced in that decision. We knew for a couple of weeks now that OPEC was going to extend that deal. The only uncertainty was Russia, which was playing hard to get. But even if they couldn't even increase production because of this contamination crisis.
And perhaps the expectation was that, okay, perhaps they're going to extend it till December, then they moved on to 2020. Then everybody says, okay, can we just take it slow a little bit on pricing? Yes. And we still saw we're coming down to 63.
Yes, another thing is that the focus has switched to demand. OPEC can control supply, but they have no influence whatsoever on demand.
You can force me to buy oil.
Exactly. So what we're seeing now is we're seeing synchronized weakness in economies across the globe. Manufacturing numbers that came out this week were pretty much weak across board. And of course, we have this looming cloud of this heightened global trade tensions that are still forming a cloud over us. So the next question is what's the next impetus for upside for oil? I think barring any geopolitical risk or any unrest in the Middle East or that sort of thing, I think oil will struggle to make any significant headway.
So if we slice a little bit of the oil industry and talk about polyethylene, which is a product of the petrochemical industry, what's this production like globally and in Nigeria? Where are we within the context of polyethylene production?
Yeah, that's a nice pivot. In terms of polyethylene, first of all, polyethylene forms the base material of all plastics. It used to make plastics in car seats, buttons, straws, everything, packaging, even the water storage tanks. You know those GP storage tanks. They are made from polyethylene. So it's a very actually important commodity. in terms of production in Nigeria, like you said, polyethylene is made from petrochemical plants. The bulk of Nigeria's production is done by Indorama Eleme petrochemical plants. It produces about 360,000 tons of polyethylene a year. So, but the Dangote petrochemical plant that is soon going to come on board, it has the capacity to produce about 500,000 polyethylene tons. So, but to compensate for the gap between our consumption and our production, we import about 700,000 tons of polyethylene every year. So it's big, it's pretty big. But one potential drawback is that what we're seeing now is that, first of all, I must note that polyethylene is extremely important because it's used to make polymer bags. Polymer bags, of course, they are commonly used in the food industry to package your rice, to package your wheat, your sugar, and also
for consumer goods companies like
flour mills, Cadbury, Dangote flour, all those companies use polymer bags. So it's extremely important. Imagine if polyethylene stalls. That means the food industry might come to a standstill.
I might see some cost issue here.
It's extremely important.
So we need to ramp this up. Maybe when Dangote refinery comes on board, some of these figures from 2017 will change. Maybe by 2020, 2021, we can start to look at these numbers all over again. But still, we can still make a lot of money out of this, globally speaking. Thank you, Adim.
Thank you.
I'll see you anytime soon, very soon on the program. Adim Okwesa from Financial Derivatives Company.